Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where we are currently cruising forward, attempting to get our justifications done as quickly as possible. Now we're currently justifying on Greece and on Modena, so that is absolutely wonderful. Of course, at speed 5, things are a little laggy. There's no doubt about that. That is to be expected, in all honesty. So we are working our way through our constructions here, and it's actually going reasonably quickly. We should be through these fairly soon. That all looks good. As far as our justifications go, well, it's going to be a little while. No doubt about that. So, the question is, what do we want to do about that? Well, there are a few different options that we could do. We're already on the fastest speed, right? I mean, we could do some editing tricks to make it go a little faster. I would, generally prefer not to do that because editing is a lot of work, but that is a theoretical option. Another theoretical option is we just live with it. I have to deal with this, and so do you. That is another option. And honestly, that's kind of what I'm leaning towards doing. Now, our war support is not phenomenal right now, and we can do a region-wide industrial integration. We probably should do that. And let's grab a civilian factory somewhere. Where did that end up going? It's around somewhere. Over here. Aha. Okay. So there we go. That's going. The other factories that were on top here mostly got finished up. There are a few more factories being worked on over this way. That's absolutely fine. A free dockyard? Rude. Okay, so what do we want to get here? I believe we got a cruiser hull last time, right? Yeah, we can get another line of heavy ships going. That'll be okay. So heavy ship hull A, that seems fine. And I guess if we're going to have these come in, we may as well, as long as we're in here, toss in another line of carriers as well. We're not going to have the dockyards for it, but why not? Let's get that up to about here. Looks good. We've got lots and lots of resources. We've got plenty of military factories. We are deeply unconcerned about our level of military factories. So that is all great. As soon as we're done justifying one of these, we're going to go with the Serb Bourgeois Revolt next, almost certainly. If we take a look at the faction view here, is Crete part of Greece? No, that's part of Egypt. Okay, that's interesting. That's absolutely fine. We've got a bunch of little German states to go after, though, and we definitely want to do so. To be honest, it's not going to take very much to conquer pretty much all of those. Do they even have military? Actually, these guys have a fairly hefty military. I can't imagine that's going well for them. The rest of these have basically no military. There is some up over here, that is noted. But none of that should be any sort of a contest for us. So that should all be absolutely fine. None of these are currently willing to join our faction, other than the ones that are already in. So that, of course, means they gotta go, right? We gotta clean them up. We're definitely on the downhill slide here. But we have a number of locations to continue to attack. Now, here's a question. I know we talked about moving into South America next and working on that after we finish cleaning up Europe. And then after that, the plan was Africa and then Asia. Here's the question. Are we going to categorize the Arabian Peninsula as Africa or Asia? It's kind of both and not really at all either. So there is that. We'll probably just do it a little bit separately. Like, we'll do Africa here, then we'll do Arabia and just head this direction, is probably how that'll work. In fact, that's basically how it would work overall. We would just start, like, here, once we're finished with Europe, and just go this way, right? We control basically the entire Northern Hemisphere. I just realized that. Japan is an area that we'll need to deal with in order to control the Northern Hemisphere. But that's not too bad. I mean, the Northern Hemisphere is where the majority of the land is, so that makes sense. How are we doing on those justifications? Well, we're almost done with Greece. Modena is going to require a little bit longer, but that's expected. So that seems good. I'm going to grab... We only have a single unit here right now. Okay. Let's pull down a tank unit. And we'll just do something kind of like that. They will execute that as soon as they arrive, but it will take them a little bit of time to get here. Not too long, though. They're coming via rail. So that looks pretty decent. Hopefully they'll get here before the war actually breaks out. The justification is finished. We should immediately begin justifying on someone else, and I would like that to be... How about Lubeck up here? We'll immediately begin justifying on them. That's going to take 185 days. That is expected. So we'll get going on that. That'll be ready in 6 months, and we can begin this as soon as these tanks are in position. Let's let them line up and recover their organization a little bit. Okay, this looks reasonably good. Let's go ahead and declare this. Excellent. I can't help but notice they're not immediately attacking. Why aren't you attacking? You're on aggressively execute battle plans. They should be attacking right now. Just get in here. Hang on. We can't order a movement? Armies cannot attack the enemy from the neutral country. Oh, right. The Ottoman Empire isn't in this. So the Ottoman Empire needs to be brought into this before we can attack from them. Okay. So we've called in the Ottoman Empire. Now our people are attacking. That makes more sense. So we're going to head right on in here. And this is absolutely fine. They are going to get absolutely crushed. And we have apparently forgotten what our front line is. Sure. We're going to put a new front line in here. These guys are going to be told, just eliminate this unit out over here. The rest of our forces are going to, let's just select all. And can we deselect units attached to this order? I don't think so. But let's just assign these guys out over here. That seems to have done the trick. And then we're going to tell them to offensive line just down to the Peloponnese. That'll be fine. 24 divisions. We've still got infantry that aren't actually assigned to this, but whatever. I don't think it actually matters. Athens has fallen, and Greece has capitulated. So we're going to take all their stuff, right? And that is absolutely fine. We're going to submit those demands, and then we're going to grab the West Aegean and submit those demands, and then Attica and submit those demands. And we'll confirm an exit. Fantastic. So that's all dealt with. Next. We can probably just surround each of these with a tank. So let's go into here so that we can see which ones are actually hostile. Or, well, not allied, I should say. They're not technically hostile right now. So you can come up over... Yeah, over here is fine. You can come up over here. Okay, taking a look at the rest of these. Yep, you can frontline here. You can frontline over in Saxony. We should really be ticking forward while doing this, so this is fine. Over in Westphalia, and... Hang on. Yeah, that's correct. And then up over in Bremerhaven. Cool. So something along the lines of that. Gets all of these, in theory, set up, except for right here. Okay, this one is not done. So these guys are going to come on over. There we go. Looks good. So, let's take a quick look at Greece down here, which we just captured. What can we do construction-wise? Any civilian factories? Yes, we can build one. Any infrastructure? Actually, yeah, there's a fair amount of that needs to be built here. So we'll get going on all of that. Looks good. These guys don't actually want to join our non-existent war, obviously. So we're going to decline all of that. And we have an unassigned division here. Is this a real infantry division? It is. So that is going to go out over here. Whereas this guy, he's a fake infantry division. So he's going to go probably here. Sounds good. There are no other unassigned divisions there. This is okay. So we should be done justifying over here very, very shortly, in theory. And we're going to go on Serbia next, for sure. So these guys are going to be set to aggressively attack. They shouldn't, in theory, actually need this attack order, but whatever. It is absolutely fine. How's that justification going? It should be done very soon. Yes, it's going to be done in about 17 days here. Sounds good. No major problem there. And we do have an unassigned division here. This is an armored division. That's going to head out over into our reserves. Looks excellent. Now, when we're at war next time, we should work on our war support, but we could do a region-wide industrial integration, which we're going to do. Where is that? Right up over here? No. It's around somewhere. Here it is. It's over in China. Sure, that sounds good. Okay, so we're just waiting at this point on these justifications to finish, right? We've got forces moving around, but they are pretty much in position now. There's still a few forces moving, I think. No, I think they're in position at this point. It's all looking good. So there's no real problem here whatsoever. Nobody can go anywhere. We have all of these units completely surrounded. It's all completely fine. It's interesting that these units here have that flag. That is the flag of Anhalt? Funny, this doesn't look very German to me. I don't know what's going on with that. But our justification for conquering Tuscany has indeed finished, and we should definitely go conquer Tuscany. So let's do that. We're going to declare this war immediately. We don't need to have any allies in here. It's already over. They have capitulated. Hang on, who else is in this? Nobody. It's just over. Okay. I expected this screen, the end screen, to pop up a little bit sooner than this. Interesting. The end war screen has not popped up. There we go. That took a moment. We're going to just select all and submit demands and confirm and exit. Fantastic. So that's all looking good. We have generated 767.4 world tension. That is exciting. Now, of course, we need to be justifying on someone here. Have we already started justifying on Serbia? Because we absolutely should. No, we have not. Let's go. That'll be fine. 185 days to get that one done. They don't want to join our non-existent war. That's fine. And we can do whatever construction we need to down over here. Now, these guys don't have any orders right now, and we know that we're not going to need them up over here. So let's send them over to, say, the border with Honduras. Why not? We'll send them on over, and I want the entire army heading over here, not just 16 units. Come on over, entire army. Do we need a naval base here? Yes, indeed we do. So let's build a naval base right here. Top priority. It'll take a little while before we're ready to actually do that, but let's get started on that positioning. That seems good. And let's check in on how we're doing on our other justification here. So we need about another 105 days on that one. Sure. But at least we're getting two simultaneously. These wars are going so quickly that I'm not actually remembering to deal with our war support problem. We're probably not actually having an issue with it, though, because our combat casualties are going to be recovering anyway. Let's do a region-wide industrial integration, and that will allow us to build another factory somewhere. The question is exactly where. I don't know. I wish it said it might be in one of the islands somewhere, and that would be very awkward indeed. We're auto-saving right now. Okay, there we go. And let's take a quick look through these. Hello. That's a foreign territory? Okay. For a second there, I thought that that might be it. Unfortunately, no. So it very well might be one of these islands. Somewhere. But I'm not sure where. Oh, never mind. It's in Maryland. Okay. Sure. I don't know how I missed that. But yeah, it was absolutely in Maryland. Excellent. So that seems absolutely fine. Now, we're at minus 26.03 due to combat casualties. That's understood. No problem whatsoever there. All of these fights are going to be extremely brief. We're going to just overrun them with extreme speed. Right? So that's absolutely fine. As far as the Serb bourgeois revolt goes, we should probably have some sort of offensive line. And that's a terrible offensive line. We have them completely encircled. Let's see if we actually need an offensive line. I'm not convinced we do. A movement order to Belgrade might just do it. It probably would, actually. So that's absolutely fine. I'm not too concerned about that. Of course, we're also working on Lubeck, and these Marines might need some sort of an order. They are told to aggressively execute battle plans. There's no one actually there, though. Like, no one will oppose us. So let's just tell them to move in, and that'll be fine. So no problem there at all. Excellent. Africa does have a number of nations that we need to conquer, but a lot of them are actually... Okay, there's a lot of little ones, now that I look at it. We've got, like, Egypt, which is pretty big, but all of these little Great Lakes countries over here, there's a lot of little countries over this way. There's some little ones down here. Yeah, it's going to take a while to work our way through this. No doubt about that. That said, Egypt is probably a reasonably high priority, but we'll see if any of them are willing to join our faction as we continue to conquer them. We do need to justify... I'm wondering if we maybe should start justifying on literally every country. Does it cap? We would have to experiment with that, and I'm not sure I want to. So there is that. It will take some time to get this all done. I'm slating to have Europe done this episode, and I don't know that that's going to happen at this justification speed, to be honest. The justification is taking a little while. No doubt about that. That said, we will have this done in about 40 days here, and this one will be done after that. So, I mean, it's about 6 months per justification, which means we're able to take about 4 wars per year. Is our pacing here. The question is that fine? Is it fine to take 4 wars a year? I mean, when we look at the number of wars left in Europe, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that would be about 3 years to finish our conquest of Europe. It's remarkable how long it takes to justify in this situation. I'm having a hard time finding a justification for that. Like, honestly, we should be able to just be like, you are part of us now, and overrun them. But that's not how this game works. It is sad, but it is true. So when is our next justification going to be complete? The answer to that is 21 days. Okay. That's really not bad. What is this division? This is a fake division, and so it goes right out over here. Now, we've got a lot of areas that are not going to be area defended, and that's fine. I'm not too concerned about that. Like, for example, Greece is not area defended. Italy isn't area defended. None of those should be a significant problem. Maybe Egypt would be a problem, but we can attack Egypt through the Suez and through this connection over here, and then just push southward, and Egypt should fall very quickly. In theory. So that all seems reasonably fine. That absolutely seems reasonably fine. Under a week now, until we are ready to attack Lubeck, which Lubeck will not even have any contest. So this is fine. I'm hoping that they end up joining an alliance against us, and we start fighting a whole bunch of these at once. That would be ideal. Unfortunately, they don't seem inclined to do that, but we should declare this war, and we should immediately start justifying on somebody down over here. Let's go for Westphalia here. So that'll be fine. We'll justify against them. That will, of course, take 187 days. Now, we are at war right now, and I would like to do war propaganda and exert heroism. Now, I don't know if those are going to last beyond the war. We'll find out. Because, of course, the war's already over. So there is that. We're just waiting at this point on the war actually ending. Only Lubeck is in this, so they will end very shortly. We apparently can't even click on the war. Okay. Excellent. So we'll submit that demand and confirm and exit. Fantastic. So that looks good. And now the question is, how are we doing on our war support here? It is actually changing still, I think. Is the war propaganda still in effect? Yes, it must be. Okay, that's cool. So we're very happy about that, of course. Serbia is going to go next, and they shouldn't be very far behind. So Serbia is going to be about 55 days. Yeah, that sounds good. We're definitely going to be able to get Europe taken over in the next episode. It's just these tiny little states, they definitely slow us down a fair amount. These are most of the remaining tiny states, though. A lot of the states that remain are less tiny. There's a lot of them to do, to be sure. We'll be in Africa for a while. We should be able to make our way through South America fairly quickly, with the possible exception of Haiti, but Haiti shouldn't be a big deal either. We'd just launch a naval invasion, and to be honest, we've got these Marines here. Let's get them started on planning a naval invasion. So they're going to go from, say, Cuba here over directly into the Haitian capital. Cool. So we'll get them started on that, and then we'll probably want to have some form of navy here, right? So we'll create a new fleet. They're going to come out here and start patrolling. It's actually a reasonably strong fleet, so we're going to do that for the time being. Of course, we're not justifying over here just yet. That's okay. We don't need to be. So we're going to be done with our Serbian justification in about 30 days. Cool. That looks absolutely fine. We can do another region-wide industrial integration, and that, of course, means that we can build another civilian factory. That would end up going... Is this our control here? Yeah, here in Galicia. Excellent. That'll be fine. And yeah, we're definitely seeing that war support ticking upward. That is wonderful. Very, very good. We, of course, need quite a lot of war support. There's no doubt about that. Our manpower is growing by about 60k a month. We're pretty unstoppable at this point. The only thing that's bogging us down is absolutely the justification system. That is what is bogging us down here. So, like, taking a look down here, it would take us a year to get through this. It's going to take us about 2 years to get through this, slightly under. That's kind of a lot. Who controls this? Is this Marina Kingdom here? Yes, that is indeed. Okay. Just wanted to double check that. Who controls Socotra? Mara does. Is Mara in our faction? I don't think they are. No, they're not. Okay. So that is absolutely noted and is completely fine. This armored division, of course, is going to head out over here. That sounds good. And how's that justification doing? It should be done very, very shortly. Yes. Excellent. So 180 out of 185 days. Looks good. Have we arrived down here for our naval invasion yet? Yes, indeed we have. This is a level 10 naval base. It should be absolutely fine. So we're going to launch down here very shortly. Now, our justification for conquering northern Serbia is finished. We're going to go up over here next and go for Anhalt. That will, of course, be 325 days. That's a lot. We only have the one justification ongoing right now. So I guess we'll come over here instead. Okay, maybe we need to tick it. Maybe it hasn't updated yet. Ticking it 1 day. Or maybe it's because we have the war goal that we haven't pressed. I bet you anything that's what it is. We come down here and we declare the war first. Then we come back up here. That's still 325. We'll give it a tick. Still 325. Okay. Well, let's move these guys in like so. They can't actually attack from this side, which is very awkward. All of you guys just stop your movement. Where's the stop button? That's the have selection button, which isn't exactly what I want. Halt. There we go. So we're just going to attack Belgrade here, and that should fall very easily. Yeah. And that should cause their capitulation. Excellent. So that war is over. I'm going to tell these armored divisions Their next goal is honestly to come out over this way and, like, frontline against Nicaragua. Yeah, this is going to be a major supply issue here, but that is honestly their goal for right now. So let's see if we can do this justification a little bit faster after we exit this war. Okay, so we've exited the war now, and if we justify here, it's still going to be 325 days. Okay, well, we tried. I guess it'll be slow. Let's check in on construction out over this way. So any civilian factories to be built out here? The answer is no. Any infrastructure? The answer is no. Okay, that seems fine. No problem whatsoever there. It is unfortunately going to be pretty slow to justify up over this way, which is very sad. 325 days is a lot more than 185 days. But we'll see what happens, and perhaps what we need to do is let both of these finish. But it'll take a little bit of time to get our next justification done. About 100 days on that. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are absolutely going to be finishing up here in Europe. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to go. Okay. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamers, Shadow Wolf, Atalda, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.